Hi there, DJ. This is Michael. I am the founder, owner, and the materials writer for all of your lessons at the 7-step system to pass the TOEFL IBT. And you're also one of my students at California State University, San Bernardino, and you completed the pronunciation final exam. You read 3 passages, you answered 3 specific questions, and I'm going to give you an intelligibility score when we are done with this. All right, let's hear your reading of the passages.
When 2 people are talking to each other, they tend to stand a specific distance apart. Each person has an invisible boundary around his or her body into which other people may not come.
Now, one thing that you want to be careful about, you see a word like this, it's not has an invisible boundary, but has an. You have to take this sound here and blend it to the first word, the sound of the next word. You want to use blending within thought groups.
If someone perceives this boundary,
probably want to say there pierces, and also this word's invisible.
She or he will feel uncomfortable and move away to increase the distance between.
So I would say here not move away, but move away. Again, blending. You want to blend both of these words together here.
The major exception is family members and other loved ones.
You want to say here exception.
The personal distance is not due to body odor or bad breath, but because closeness lends a sense of intimacy that is at odds with the relationship to the other individual.
So again, you want to say lends a sense of intimacy. Okay, let's go to reading passage number 2.
Reading passage 2. Interestingly, the average personal distance varies from culture to culture.
You want to pronounce the V with more vibration. You want to say varies from culture to culture.
Americans tend to require more personal space than in other cultures. Therefore, if you try to get too close to an American during your conversation, he or she feels that you are in his face and will try to back away. Try to be aware of this. So if the person to whom you are speaking backs away a little, don't try to close the gap.
Okay, reading passage number 3.
Reading passage 3. Also try to avoid physical contact while you are speaking, since this may also lead to discomfort.
So
touching is a bit.
Say physical contact.
Too intimate for casual acquaintances.
Now this word is casual acquaintances. So it's this particular sound here, that j. That sound is a little bit hard for you.
So don't put your arm around his or her shoulder. Don't touch his or her face or hold his or her hand. Shaking hands when you initiate meet or part is acceptable, but this is only momentary.
All right.
Interview questions. Question number 1. My best friend is Han Song-Shu because he is honest to me and helps me a lot.
When you're speaking, you want to try to speak more natural. You're saying, my best friend is Song-Yu because he helps me a lot. So when you're speaking, you're putting too much emphasis on individual words. You have to work on what's called sentence rhythm and also intonation. I'll give you some suggestions near the end of the video.
Han Song-Shu is an honest person. He always tells me the truth. For example, if I do something wrong, he is always the first one to tell me the truth. Han Song-Shu helps me a lot. No matter what difficulties I encountered, he always tries his best to help me. For example, I often have arguments with my family. And every time after I have arguments with my family, He will spend all day to persuade and comfort me. So Hyesung-Hsu is my best friend.
All right, so that was, you're doing a pretty good job in terms of your organization and your control of your vocabulary and your grammar, but you're just not speaking naturally. You're speaking almost like a computer, using kind of a very odd sounding intonation and sentence rhythm.
Question number 2. I will see myself in my father's company 5 years from now.
All right.
I will be a manager in my father's company.
Okay.
Because I am interested in business, and my dream is to develop my family company. Firstly, my family is a business family, so I am interested in business from my childhood. For example, my major is a business in college. I learned many successful business cases in this world, and this case makes me want to do my...
I think you probably want to say many successful business cases. Because of the word many, you want to make the word case plural.
Own business in the future. Secondly, my dream is to help my father to develop my family company.
All right.
My father is a successful businessman. He did a lot of successful business, and I have saw the family business grows, so I wish I could help my family company to become a multinational corporation in one day. To conclusion, if I will see my...
Now let's go back. To conclusion, let's see what you said there.
The family business grows, so I wish I could help my family company to become a multinational corporation in one day. To conclusion.
Now you don't want to say to conclusion. You have two choices here. You can say to conclude. So when you use the preposition, you have to use the verb after. You're using it kind of as an infinitive. Or you can say in and then say conclusion. So either you can say in conclusion or to conclude.
If I will see myself 5 years from now, I will say I'm working in my family company.
So again, you have pretty good control. You're using verb tense, future verb tense. You're talking about something that's happening past the moment, that will happen beyond the moment of present that we're talking about. So you're okay there, but again, you're just not speaking naturally.
Question number 3. If I have to choose my favorite season, it should be summer, because there is a long vacation and I can swim in summer. Firstly,
so it should be summer. That's a little bit odd. I would probably say it's something like this. If I have to choose a favorite season of the year, I will choose fall, winter, spring, or summer. That's probably how I would do that.
This vacation is summer vacation. I can do a lot of things during the summer vacation. For example, I can travel to many places with my friends.
You want to say travel to many places. You want to make sure you put the ES at the end there and then create 2 syllables, not 1.
And I don't need to worry about the time, because the summer vacation is so long. My favorite sport is swimming. The summer is the best time for me to swim, because the temperature is very hot in summer. I don't need to worry about feel cold after swimming. So the summer is my favorite season. That's all. Thank you.
All right, thank you for completing the pronunciation final exam. Now, what I want to do now is I'm going to give you an intelligibility score so you can kind of see where you are with your pronunciation. Let me go ahead and see if this shows up better. Yeah, here we go. Okay, so with yours, part of your difficulty is when you're speaking in a monotone, which means you're not changing your tone at all, And also you're having some problems with sentence rhythm, and also especially blending within thought groups. So there are some specific things I think you can work on to improve your pronunciation. So right now, I'm going to put you at intermediate level in your speaking and pronunciation of American English. Your score here is 3.4 out of 7. Now, for the purposes of our class, the 3.4 out of 7, this is going to give you an 86% on the final exam. All right? Now, I want to recommend some lessons right now that I think you need to focus on in order to improve your pronunciation. So let's take a look at some things that I think you want to take a look at. Okay, in the pronunciation area of my course, so I gave you a score of 3.4 out of 7. So there are some things that you want to work on a little bit more. The one was Speak Clearly lesson number 16, where it says major versus measure. You remember that word casual. You had a lot of difficulty with that particular sound, so review that lesson. Now, in the second part of the course, remember, sometimes when you put S on the end of a word, you're not pronouncing it as an additional syllable. For example, you said many place instead of many places. So to learn more about syllable division and grammatical word endings, you can go to Speak Clearly lesson number 26, 27, and 28. Also, you need a lot more practice with sentence rhythm. So lessons number 23, 24, 26. Intonation you also want to focus on. And you want to study lessons 36, 37, 38, 39, and 40. And finally, you need a lot more practice with thought groups and blending, beginning with lesson number 41, 42, 43, and also 44. Now, in addition to reviewing the lessons in my online TOEFL course, obviously you want to focus a lot on what's called just speaking. Talk a lot. Speak to native speakers as much as you can. Watch TV as much as you can. And both of these methods of exposure will help you to speak more naturally. So you do need a lot more practice, I think, either hearing and speaking the language, and you will continue to improve your pronunciation of American English. All right, anyway, thank you for completing the pronunciation final exam. You're a great student. You worked hard this quarter, and good luck in your future studies.